Hello, Brad here again with another fragrance review. Today I want to talk about a sample that I've been checking out the last few days called Highline from Bond Number 9. Just a little Bon sample that I got off of Fragrance Vials. I'm actually wearing it right now. I'm going to be going to work in about an hour or so. I already put some on. This one came out in 2010 and as a unisex fragrance. Top notes, we have bergamot, grass, and rhubarb. Middle notes of African orange flower, hyacinth, rose, and pink tulip. And in the base, we have oak. Over base notes, 6 positive, 6 neutral, 4 negative. So, sort of a mixed feelings on this one at base notes. Perhaps I should start just by giving you a little background on the inspiration here. Highline, I wasn't really sure what Highline was in terms of like the geographical history, so I did some research. Apparently, Highline used to be a railway that went through New York City, and now it is a park. I believe it kind of like sits above the ground level a little bit, and a lot of vegetation and stuff. So, that was the inspiration. A little bit of railroad, vegetation, elevation, that kind of thing. So there is a little citrus here. It doesn't really smell like oranges to me, more of a lime. I do get like the grass. It's sort of a bitter herbal grassiness. A lot of florals in there, sort of like a sweet, perfumey florals. The rhubarb doesn't really stand out, but maybe a touch of tartness from the rhubarb. And of course, if you research this one, they do mention there are some aldehydes and ozone accords in here as well. So my overall feeling is that it is sort of a confusing mess here. It's sort of bitter, sweet, tart, herbal, grassy, floral. And I don't really care for it too much. My wife took a whiff and she was like, "What is that smell? You know, it makes me want to sneeze." My female supervisor at work did not like it either. So this one's pretty much a pass for me. With it being spring almost, it might be worth checking out because you can see there are a lot of green notes in here. The grasses, the florals, rhubarb. So definitely worth checking out if you're into green, grassy fragrances. As it dried down, though, I was kind of more into it. It did kind of remind me more of like Mugler cologne as it dried down. I would probably argue that it actually smells more like Mugler cologne in the dry down than something like Creed's Original Vetiver. A lot of people would say, well, Creed's Original Vetiver is basically just an expensive Mugler cologne. But I would say, as this one dries down, it does smell quite a bit like Mugler cologne. But man, it takes about 5 hours for it to reach that stage, so it really wasn't worth it to me. I'm kind of glad to be done with this one. So let me give you some final thoughts and scores. The smell, about 5 out of 10. The dry down wasn't too bad, as some people mentioned. At some point, at least, it did kind of smell like a green herbal shampoo. But you know, a lot of stuff going on in the opening, and I didn't really care for it. Projection longevity, 8.5 out of 10. Actually quite impressive. This one should get you through the whole day. Versatility, probably more for spring, maybe summer, but I probably wouldn't wear it under any circumstances, but I'll give it 6 out of 10. Uniqueness, perhaps a 7 out of 10 because of the grassy, rhubarb, florals, aldehydes, a lot of different things going on, so it might strike people as being unique, but not necessarily pleasant if your nose is like mine. Price point, 3 out of 10. Expect to pay $150 to $200 retail, perhaps a little bit cheaper if you go through a discounter. Overall, I can only give this one a 5 out of 10 because it's one of those fragrances, even if somebody offered to give it to me for free, I would probably say pass, find somebody else that likes it better, because I just cannot see myself wearing this one at all, except for reviewing purposes. But certainly a little better, I think, than Success is a Job in New York to my nose. But other than that, not one of my favorites from Bond number 9. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.